We read it, we spiral.
We fall in love, repeat.
I'm Shelby, collector of books and fictional red flags.
And I'm Malibu, defender of morally gray men everywhere.
And
And this
this
is
is Book Baddies. Now, today, whenever you're listening, we are going to be covering Starside chapters 15 through 19. Keep in mind, it is spoilers from the second our mouth opens to the second our mouths close, and we read and record in real time. So all of our theories are going to be based on
what we think so far.
the mass chaos that we are consuming.
The mass chaos and the fact that we don't know where anything is going.
Not even a little bit. So if you guys remember on the last episode, I told you guys he was going to be so irritated with her, and I was right. Because literally the first thing he says to her after rescuing her, he's like, "Of course you can't swim."
Of course you can't swim.
Like he's so sick of her. It's so funny. But
yeah,
I
he
will
keeps
say,
saving her.
right, but I will say this. Last episode, you guys heard me kind of complain about wanting more enemies to lovers. And I will say that this next chunk of chapters that we're going to get into definitely is starting to give me more of what I wanted. So
Oh, yeah.
I am very much enjoying eating my words.
I'm
I
so
am.
glad. I'm so glad because I was like, oh no, if this is like we go another some odd chapters with only one encounter with him.
Shelby's going to crash out.
I can't do it.
No, I very happily am eating my words at this time. And honestly, like I wanted to choke on them. So I haven't quite choked yet, but I am eating them. So that's fine.
I haven't quite choked yet. Oh God.
But I love that, like, he's just complaining. He's like, "You're a dumbass. Like, you walk into hallucinations and almost get yourself killed. You can't fucking swim. You decide to gulp up water. Like, wow, the waste of time that you are," is basically what he's saying to her. And I'm just like, okay, he's flirting. He's flirting with her.
He so loves her.
He's the best. So she's like soaked, freezing her absolute ass off, right?
And he gives zero shits.
Zero shits is literally what it says in my notes, because obviously, right,
Same.
he just doesn't care. She's freezing her ass off, and she notices that they're on this like little island. So it goes like island, water, demons, right? So they're kind of protected. She obviously is still hesitant to go to sleep. She's just like, I don't want to, fuck this, I'll stay awake, whatever. That doesn't happen.
No.
Like she's exhausted to her core.
So she
Now
curls up.
this next part had me laughing my ass off. I was like listening to the book at this point and I had to pause and rewind it, right? Because she's like sleeping and she's sitting there. She's like, "Oh, I can feel the sun on my skin. Like it feels so nice." And then all of a sudden, Raker steps in the line of the sun and blocks her with like a shadow.
His eyes pop open.
Yeah, and she's just like, "What the fuck?" And all I could see in my head is that scene from White Chicks where one of the chicks is like tanning on the beach and the guy steps up and she's like, "Ah, where did the sun go?"
Easy there, white chocolate.
I was dying. That's all I could see on the ground, right?
I didn't even picture that, but now I will go back and listen and picture that exact thing.
That's all I could see, because she was just like, "Ugh."
Where'd it go?
Okay, so she's awake, much to her sun-soaked chagrin, and he tells her to draw the map. Now, she's very strategic, and I love that for her, but I also know that that comes from like a place of trauma. So it's like this double-edged sword, right?
She's like, I'm not going to draw the full map for you. Sorry, bro.
No, she's like, "You're shit out of luck, homie." And so she only draws exactly what is necessary to essentially ensure her safety.
To get to the next portion of where they're headed, I guess. Or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think she's just generally drawing like, okay, like let's imagine this is the map, right? So she's drawing it in like chunks.
Yeah.
So they can decide whether or not they want to go up, down, left, right, whatever.
Yeah.
So she doesn't give the whole thing away, and she draws a portion of the map that will take them to a place called Prism Pass. Okay. And this shit, ugh, he's a man of few words. Okay. Without her, after looking at this map, and he could have gone multiple directions, he doesn't talk to her about it. He doesn't like, "Hey, let's go this way. Let's go this way." Or like, "What do you think about this?" Or like, "Where does this portion of the map lead?" He just turns around and fucking leaves.
Yeah.
No communication. Just
walks straight into the water, swims
Mhm.
across, and she's like, figure it out.
So He's such an asshole. It's so funny because
Figure it
she's
out.
like talking and he decides to publicly announce that like her voice is irritating and to talk as little as possible. This is his decree. Okay. Your voice bothers me. Speak as little as possible. And I was just like, so here they have to
I'm
cross
just
the
like,
water.
I'm falling in love with this man where? Like, what?
Like he's just such a jerk. It's so funny.
Oh,
But
man.
also like we know that at some point, because it is enemies to lovers, he's going to be
Mhm.
soft for only her. So, like, I'm interested to see how he communicates and what he turns into. Because I did see that this book ends with enemies to still enemies. So I
Mhm.
don't have preconceived ideas that this is going to end with lovers, which honestly, I'm okay with. I'm okay with
Hmm.
that. So I'm interested to see where this goes. Anyways, so they have to get off this island to obviously start heading to Prison Pass. So this motherfucker just goes. He just starts
Yeah.
walking. Mind you, he
Leaves.
knows full well she can't swim. Okay.
No.
So he's just like, you're on your own. Figure it out. Like he doesn't care. And she's like she's low-key calling him a motherfucker in her head and everything because she has to cross this water. And she's so irritated and she's doing this
She's
like
like,
inner
"You know
monologue.
I can't swim, my
Yes.
guy."
She can't. So I think it's great. And I put in my notes, I was like, what's he gonna do? Drag her by the hair like across the fucking stream so she like floats across. But no, she ends up looking around and finding like bark, like enough bark
Or
to
branch or
essentially,
something,
yeah,
yeah.
to float across the river. And
I
he's like
mean,
watching her with so much irritation, like, oh my God. All I can see is like a drowning rat, and you're like watching it and you're just like,
is it gonna survive?
fucking God, this is my problem now. Awesome.
Awesome.
Like, you know that chick from the Golden Girls, like the real cunty one, like the taller chick with
Oh, yes.
that's the face I see him making behind his mask right now, where he's just like he's so irritated with her.
I mean, at this point, I would like to see the face making behind his mask.
So
Like,
I watched The Mummy last night, and I'll have to send you a picture and we'll post it on our Instagram. But when Emotet is starting to come back, there's that scene where he's sitting in the armchair and he's wearing this silver mask and he's got a black hood on.
oh,
And immediately I was like,
you're like,
"Raker,
"Harlan Ricker."
are you here?"
Oh my god.
Um,
I need to watch The Mummy. Zach has been wanting to watch that, so I'm like,
I'll literally send you the picture and you're just gonna be like, "Oh my God, yeah." Like, kind of, yeah. Like, it might not be exactly how the author envisioned it, but, like, the second I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck?"
I see what you did there.
Yes, it was really, really cool.
Okay. Okay, okay. I love it.
So
So
as they're walking, she obviously gets across the stream and inner monologue going, right? She's thinking of all the ways she can stab him,
kill him.
assault him, kill him, maim him. And I'm just like, listen, bitch, whatever keeps you going.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's, like, using that to, like, push her through because he doesn't stop, and
No.
she's having to, like, run after him and
Like
catch up and, like,
he's
"Oh,
just
you
like,
left me."
go, go, go. He's a little fucking energizer bunny up in that bitch. Like he just doesn't stop. And he's not checking on her to see if she's okay. He's just
Or
like,
if she's even behind him.
no,
He's just like, "Boom, I'm outta here.
if you fall behind, that is entirely your issue.
Your problem."
And I think, I
Oh my
mean,
god.
we do or we die, right? So they've been traveling all day and they get to a river and water and she starts having these like flashbacks to Kira. And again, he just starts walking through it, like just through this rushing stream of water. He's just like, whoop, well, we gotta go.
And it's, like, raging. It's not, like, a small stream. It's, like,
No.
pretty
Yeah. So he's on the other,
rough.
yeah, he's on the other side. And if I understand it correctly, she doesn't cross. She's on her own side. She's like,
Mhm.
no, fuck it. I'm gonna just set up camp right here on the edge of the water.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's over there. He's like starting a fire. He's doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Takes his sword and just stabs it into the water and pulls out a fish, and she's like, "No way in fuck did he just do that."
Well, because like he gets ready to stab it and she's like, it's definitely not going to make. Oh, fuck me. He made it. Like she's like
Yeah.
cut off mid sentence. And again, like I just have a visual mind, right? So all I can see is Gollum standing at the stream, like smacking his fish around. Fish are nice and sweet. He's just like dancing back and forth. Like, and I know that's not what Raker's doing, but that's all I could see in my head. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. The fact that you just called Raker Gollum. kills me
I
right now.
That's just all I can say in my head.
What's
He's just like,
funny is, like,
Ron
later on
wiggling.
in
I'm
these
like,
chapters, I have a Gollum-esque character, and I bring him up. So I think it's funny you brought it up now. Anyways.
that's just where my head went. It's the
Mhm.
ADHD, guys. It's fine.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
So he's like eating his food and doing his thing. He's all nice and warm by the fire, eating his food. Mind you, he does not care that she's on the other side of the river, freezing her ass off. She has no fucking food. She's just alone, sad, and hungry, which I just find it fucking funny at this point because I wanted the enemies to love her. So I'm just eating this shit up.
Well, I just think it's funny that he's, like, unbothered. Like, she's either there or she's not. He's just pretending like she doesn't exist. And I'm
Right.
just like, "Oh, okay. Then why do you
Yeah.
keep saving her? I don't understand."
Neither do I. So she goes to sleep, obviously, like the day catches
Mhm.
up to her, whatever,
Mhm.
and a demon pops up because obviously.
Mhm.
So this one's creepier than the others, and I
Ugh.
won't be convinced otherwise, okay?
Agreed.
It's got like rows and rows of teeth, and it's like oozing this black, disgusting, like onyx blood out of its mouth,
But
and it
she
goes to
also
attack
mentions that it
her.
has, like, black veins all in its skin.
And so does
Was Raker.
Raker.
I know, that's what made I noticed that, and I was like, "So is he a demon? Is he
I
actually
truly
a demon?"
I think he's part of the god of death. I told you. I think like he's like a half, like a demi, like kind of like she is
Mhm.
with something else.
I don't know, I think he's immortal, like, he's gotta be s an immortal of some sort, and that's why
Right,
he
but he
keeps
could still be half, which would make him immortal if you're a demigod.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. I don't know.
So I still yeah, so like okay. Anyways, it goes to kill her and she
Mhm.
stumbles backwards into the river because of course she does. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um so she gets away essentially like
She's, like, cut herself up, though, like,
yeah. I mean, but can
she
this
just
bitch ever just chill?
no, she
Yeah.
can't.
So she goes back to sleep,
Well, no, she
obviously.
gets to the other side, and Raker's just laying there, like, he
Yeah.
heard it scream, he heard her struggling, or had to have, and nope,
Yeah, we have
didn't even
no
turn.
yeah, well, I mean, obviously, we have no way of knowing if he actually knew that was not written into the story, but that's what I'm saying. She just gets back over there and, like, goes to sleep because even
Like,
if Raker
"Okay."
did hear, he doesn't care.
No.
Um, when he wakes up, mind you, the next morning, he doesn't wake her up. He just starts to leave, and,
He's
like, she
gone,
happens to hear it, and she
and she's like,
scrambles
"Ah!"
after him.
I mean,
Yeah.
luckily, she doesn't have, like, a pack, I guess, and everything because she just grabs her sword and goes, or just wakes up and go because her sword's on her, but, like
She's just like, "Hey, I guess we're leaving." So they're, like, walking their asses off. There's a lot of traveling that happens in these chapters. They're just, like,
Mhm.
going and going and going. So as we move through these couple chapters on this episode, kinda just assume as we bring up different locations, they've been traveling the whole time. Because 'cause I'm sure you guys don't wanna hear us continue to say I don't even wanna keep telling you she's traveling. The bitch
Yeah,
is
she's
moving,
traveling. Yeah,
alright?
she's moving.
She's moving.
Mhm.
So they end up coming to a place called, like, a or sorry, they reach a valley covered in violet. And I was so excited because I love violet. I love lavender. I love violet flowers. And I was just so
So
excited.
pretty.
And it just sounded so like lush and beautiful. And they make it to the prison path. Okay.
Yay, and it's gorgeous. It's, like, the most beautiful thing she's ever seen. There's, like,
Yes.
waterfalls everywhere,
There's
and
so much food everywhere. So I did note this though. She said that this place in general feels different from all the other
mhm.
places that they've been so far. Would I like elaboration? Sure, 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 sure. Am I gonna get it? No, I already know that.
See, and I have a theory on that. I
Okay.
think it feels different because she feels the magic and she's not understanding that she feels it, just like when she
Mhm.
went to the Tower of Knowledge and how she felt the thrum of the books,
Okay,
just
yeah.
like she was feeling like when the swords connected for that pact, the thrum of
Mhm.
that. I think she's sensing and feeling magic and does not understand.
High energy magic places. Yeah, that's
Yes,
actually I didn't even think about that, so I love that.
that's what I think it is.
Yeah. So, this place is stunning, beautiful, lush, green. There's flowers everywhere, there's food everywhere, there's mushrooms, there's berries, there's
Mhm.
creatures, all kinds of things,
So
and
she's able to forage.
well, she ends up going to the cave and washes off and decides she needs to forage for food, like she said, so
Mhm.
she finds a shitload, like I said, mushrooms, berries. It kind of actually pisses her off because in her head, she's like, "Dude, we're, like, starving
On
on
the other
Stormside,
side.
and there's
Yeah.
just this one place, just this one tiny little place, Starside, could feed everybody."
Yeah, she's like, "How many villages could this one small place feed
Mhm,
if the gods were fair gods?"
mhm.
And that just made me be like, "Yeah, go kill him.
Go
God."
fuck 'em, fuck 'em. So she's wandering around looking at everything,
Mhm.
and she's kind of on her way back. She passes a sleeping dragon, it kind of ignores her, um And she's getting ready to go back, and she's, like, attacked by what I initially thought was, like, tiny little fairies,
I know.
but,
I
like,
thought
one bit
she
her
stumbled
ear.
in. Yeah. Well, because she initially, like, it, like, buzzed past her and bit her ear or something, and she thought it was an arrow and that K-Dog was there, and so she's all, like, ready to fight, and then these, like, creatures start attacking her.
Mhm. These creatures start attacking her. We find out later that they are actually pixies, which makes
Pixies,
sense because pixies are
which
wildly
yeah,
chaotic. Well, she's
yeah.
turning to leave, and there's, like, this massive elk, and Raker shoots it, and it pisses her off so bad.
Not shoots it, stabs it. They don't have guns.
Well, I thought sorry, my brain went with arrows is where I went. But yes, no, they
No.
don't have gun. He just kills it, whatever, elk is dead. Um, he literally like, she's all upset about it, and he just tells her to get the fuck over it, and
Get
he
over
goes
it.
to the cave, and he skins it. Mind you, this massive elk, he is not even able to consume all of it by the time they leave the next day, and he
Offers
still
none.
doesn't offer her any. So
Doesn't offer
he
her any, so she's just like, "Okay, I guess I'll just eat my berries and mushrooms."
Well, and, like, she's kinda arguing the situation, and he's like, "Just because it was pretty doesn't mean it wasn't gonna fucking kill you. You were sitting there staring at it, and it was getting ready to charge and kill you, and you were just lost in the illusion of its beauty," basically, is what he implies. I don't know if that's true. He
I don't
seems
know
to know more
either.
about the land, and, like, I wouldn't put it past it. It is a wild animal.
Yeah, or if he was just saying that to, like, put her
Get
in
her
her
to
place.
shut up. Who
Yeah.
knows, dude? Who
Who knows? Who
knows?
knows? I don't know. But I thought the same thing. I was like, "Oh, is it going to actually go after her, or was it?" And
Mhm.
he technically saved her yet again.
I don't know. So they go to sleep, obviously, she's still pissed off.
Mhm.
Raker is awoken by these pixies trying to yank the hood off of his head. That's how he gets woken up. He gets irritated, leaves, she runs after him.
Mhm.
So they're standing in the field of this prison palace, and her sword is, like, vibrating, almost like it
The magic
yeah,
again.
almost like it recognizes the location, and she's kinda says, like, to the sword, like, "Maybe one day you'll come back here again."
Like, with a better
Like, with a better
owner or whatever.
owner or just, like, in general, and I'm just like, "What?
Like, this bitch really
Okay."
doesn't feel like she's gonna survive, which makes me think that this book is gonna end with her not being alive. Not this particular book, but the series. I
Well,
don't
'cause
know.
yeah, it is supposed to be
Yeah.
3 books. I think that's been confirmed at this point.
Okay.
So they get to another clearing, there's water, she wants to bathe. Now, obviously, she wants privacy for various reasons. 1, she's a woman, she wants to be alone. 2, her markings, right?
Her
And he
markings.
yeah, like, she doesn't want I think more than anything, from how I perceived it, she cares more about him seeing the markings than actually seeing her naked. She just doesn't
Yeah.
want him
I thought it
around.
was so funny. She's like, "Please go. I wanna bathe." And he's like, "So bathe."
You like, he doesn't
He's
care.
like, I'm gonna watch you. Ew, gross.
He's
Just."
like yeah,
And then
yeah.
he's like pulls out soap and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna bathe." And she's like, "Oh, fuck this guy."
Well, I was, like, so excited. I was like, "Oh my god, are we gonna get to see under his armor? Are we?" No, she
But she
runs
doesn't even stay.
away! She runs into the forest, and I was
She's like,
like,
"I'm not gonna sit there and watch him bathe." And I was like, "Bitch,
"You're
why
better than
not?"
me, because I would've stayed right I would've sat my ass right down and started eating some of my mushrooms.
Mm, mushroom. It's
Like,
a show,
"Go
dinner and a
off,
movie.
king. You go off. I'm just be right here," you know?
Oh my god.
So she takes off. She ends up in her little kerfuffle of running away. She just decides to go
Mhm,
back to where they had decided to set up camp for the night. So he comes back, no food, and she
mhm.
decides this is a good time to start taunting him about how they must, to some degree, be equally matched, as a sword similar to his chose her. And
Mhm.
it pisses him off that, like, they like the swords know that they're equal in some way and all these kind like she's just like poking, poking, poking. I'm like, bitch,
Yeah.
what are you
Like,
doing?
"You're just mad because I can have a sword that's equally as much as you, which must mean that we are similar." And he's like,
Yeah, never.
he calls her pathetic and that the sword is pathetic because it chose her.
Yeah, like they're just going at it, okay?
Oh.
They both kinda, like, battle it out here verbally. As they're bickering and fighting and going at it, she goes to rip off his fucking mask,
That's right, that's right.
which obviously he stops her from doing, and she says that people say there's a monster underneath, and she wants to see essentially how wicked his face is and if the face matches the shitty personality and, like, all the fucked up shit that is him, and I was just like, "Listen, bitch, we already know he's gonna be gorgeous, like, let's just calm down, okay?"
Ah.
But he obviously this pisses him off. And right here, this is kind of where we get a little bit more of a nod that, like Malibu has said in repetition, he knows more about her
Oh,
than we
yes.
are finding out. Because as she calls him out for being a monster under the
And, like,
mask.
hiding everything. "What are you hiding? What are you hiding?" He, like, looks her up and down at, like, her
Mhm.
covered up to her
Neck.
chin, to her neck, to her knuckles and stuff, and is like, "Hmm, you're one to talk." Like,
Yeah. Like, he calls her out for is basically doing the exact same thing,
yeah.
and it, like, pisses her off that he noticed, but she doesn't, like, say it out loud. She's like, "You know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going to sleep."
Mhm.
So, she fakes asleep.
She
She
goes to
sneaks
sleep.
into his bag.
Steals his soap.
Yeah, steals his soap. Now, before we talk about what happens next, let's all take a moment and reminisce, if you will,
Mhm.
about what happened years ago when she decided to wander off by herself. Nothing good came of it,
No,
right? Right.
no.
So she wanders off by herself
To go
in
bathe.
the middle of the midnight.
In the middle of the night, and she's like, "Oh, I'm in water, it'll be fine."
Shush, please not fine. Okay. I was like reading this and I was like, ugh. I was like holding my fucking breath the whole time because this was so eerie.
Yeah.
So she's sitting there watching herself, washing herself.
I was, like, watching herself.
Okay.
And some creep ass comes and starts watching her and staring at
Well,
her.
he literally says to her to come with me.
"Come on.
Yeah, hold on.
My lordship would love another stolen bride," or something along those lines.
Is that this part?
Yeah.
Oh, it is this part. Okay, so I don't think he says lordship here. Lordship is later, if I recall. He
I'm
does
pretty sure
say
he says
stolen
it here
bride.
too.
He does
But
say
anyway,
stolen bride.
okay.
He for sure says stolen bride. I know that. That's for
And
sure.
she's like, "Who's stealing brides
Yeah.
and
So she's like,
why?"
what the fuck? And I think right here, because we don't really get a whole lot of information on this creature, whether it's a demon, whether it's a god, or whatever the situation is. But I have noticed that when
Mhm.
it's demons, they're very bloodthirsty and manic. Like they're
Yes.
not real communicative. Now, whatever's watching her is communicative. So it's either an immortal
I think
or a
it's
god.
I think it's like a demonic immortal or something because she does kind of mention that this one also has the like black veininess.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
Um, so he keeps telling her like, "Come to me" or whatever, and she's like, "No, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
stay in the
no.
water." And I was like, "Bitch, you're gonna be in the water all fucking night." And he tells her to come again
He's
and
like, "I'll
to
wait,
join
I'll wait."
them. And the Bic's like, "Who? Who's you? Join who?"
Yeah. Who is we?
And that's when he says the stolen brides. And I'm telling you, like this has something to do with the god of death. And I was
Oh
like, I
yeah.
put in my nose, I was like, you better stay your bitch ass in the water.
Oh yeah.
Daddy Death cannot swim, and that's exactly how we need to keep it. And then
Mhm.
this motherfucker looks at her and goes, I'll wait.
Yeah.
So she's literally gonna have to sit in the water until the sun rises. And like she's already so exhausted. And I was like,
And the
oh my
water is
God.
getting colder and colder.
Yeah. So I was like, cool, she's gonna fucking drown. And then Raker's gonna have to pop up out of nowhere. But no, she stays conscious. She stays awake in the water for hours until the sun starts to come up. And Daddy Death, or whoever the fuck it was, disappears into the woods.
Mhm.
So she's absolutely fucking freezing. Um, and I'm like, bro, if Raker's awake when she gets back to where they're supposed to be, he's going to give her literal
I was like,
hell.
he's gonna murder her. Like,
He literally. So he just she gets back and he's basically just like, you're so fucking stupid.
you are
Like
so dumb.
like he doesn't even
Like you bathed in the middle of the night.
I don't even think he realizes how long she's been gone. If he does, I feel like if he did realize, he would have said more. But I don't know, because like a lot of his behaviors are inconsistent.
Mhm.
So I really don't know if he would have even gone to go check.
I
So
really don't know either.
after this whole incident, 3 more days pass the same way.
So they are traveling now, same thing for days, but he's coming back with no food. Like he keeps coming back, no food. They're starving.
Mhm.
And one night when he is going out to apparently hunt, she goes to see that he's actually practicing
Well, she hears metal, like, slamming.
clanking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she hears metal,
that's
like,
what it is.
slamming, so she kind of assumes that there's some kind of fight going on. So she
Yeah.
goes to see what's going on, and he's training.
He's training. Yeah,
Not
practicing.
only is he training, he's, like, slicing trees completely in half, leaves are falling down, and he's, like, slicing all of them as they come down, um, just keeping himself sharp in general, and she kinda says, like, he moves faster than he should be able to move, which again, I think ties into the fact that we think he's demigod.
Yes, 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 or
Um
immortal or something or whatever. Yeah, demigod. But right here, I thought it was really funny that not only is she watching him and thinking like, "Oh, that's so smart. I should probably train too and practice."
Mhm.
But also she realizes he has his armor off and and that he's just in a shirt and she is checking him out.
I feel like it would be hard not to.
She's like, "Oh."
Yeah, like, she's just straight up admiring him, and what I find really funny is, like, she thinks he's sneaky and, like, heavily focused on training, but right as she's, like, checking him out and everything winds down, he tosses his sword at her and pins her against a fucking tree.
Yeah. He's like, "You're not very quiet.
No.
You would be dead
Um,
in a second." And she's like, "Train me, teach me."
yeah, and he's just like, fuck off." He literally cannot. So,
Can't
again,
handle her bullshit.
as they go, the land starts to shift from that, like, luscious, beautiful, healthy, abundant green with tons of food to ash. Everything
Ash.
is just ash. The water is red. She can't drink it. She still has no water canteen, mind you, because every time
Mhm.
they've been finding water and stopping to drink along these travels, she's had to drink straight out of the stream.
And that's it. And he's had a
Um,
canteen.
he's had a canteen the whole time and hasn't offered her fucking anything. So mind you, the water is now red. So she has no canteen filled with anything from previous stuff. So she's
Mm-mm.
gonna start moving into, like, even further points of deprivation and dehydration. So they get to another cave. She starts to practice with her sword, and she's so depleted and dehydrated. She's not eating enough, obviously, given how much she's putting out to travel.
Mhm, and the fact
Um,
that she's just, like, consuming mushrooms and berries, and he's had, like, actual meat
yeah. Well,
to
here's the
sustain
thing:
him.
he comes back with no food,
No food,
so
yeah.
there's nothing for him either. She falls asleep. She's having a nightmare. She starts having a nightmare, and this was like I was obsessed with this. So she's having a nightmare screaming at the top of her lungs, obviously, while she's asleep. And she wakes up to Raker holding her down. Like, he's pinned her arm down that she could potentially grab the sword with, and he's covering her mouth with the other,
And she feels his
but
breath on her face.
which means the mask is not on. But it's so dark. Obviously, she can't
Because
see
he still
anything.
has the hood up and everything.
Do you want to know how we know that I read fucked up shit? Because immediately I was just like, oh my God, lick her. Lick her.
Lick
Just,
her. He's like,
right up the side.
"Shut up," and, like, licks the sweat off her head or something, like
I know. Made me miss Theo. Anyways, he's mad that she's screaming. He doesn't even care that she's having nightmares. He's not like, "Hey, are you okay?" Like, whatever.
like, "Do
He's
you
just
want us to die?
pissed.
Because"
Animals and enemies are gonna find us if you're out here freaking out like this.
Yeah.
As they
Ugh.
keep going, everything is rotten. Okay, they cannot
Mhm.
find food anywhere.
Mhm.
So she does something. I bet you're better than me. I swear to God. Because at this point, she realizes that Raker is also depleting very quickly. And if
Mhm.
Raker is malnourished and dehydrated, the chances of them being okay is very slim because she kind of realizes
She's like,
she's
"I
not going
need
to
to
make it
keep
without him.
him alive." Yeah.
So she does the one thing he's never done for her, and she offers him some of her berries and mushrooms. And he takes it because, like I've said, men always have the audacity. Are you
Mhm.
joking? You ate 2 bites of an elk and you didn't offer her shit.
You
Man, I
ate
was so
an
mad.
entire elk in my mind and offered her
I
nothing.
was so mad. I was
I
so mad that he took them. Like, obviously he needs to because he's not stupid, but I was like, how could you?
or thank her or, like, I mean, let your tune change because she clearly hates you. You did something to her that we still to this day do not know.
No, no. So she starts making jokes about him actually having a face under the mask because obviously, like, he's eating. He's not amused, but she shares all her food with him. And I literally put, like, you're better than me. Um,
Die.
then he asks why as he's eating her food, mind you, he decides to ask her why someone so breakable and weak would even enter the quest.
See, and right here, she's like, "Well, you're an immortal too. You're just as breakable and weak as me. And
No,
he,
you said you're an immortal too. You meant you're
oh,
immortal too,
you're
right?
immortal. Sorry. You're a mortal too. You're just as breakable and weak because he comes from the other side. And he doesn't say anything. And she says, like, is kind of smug or amused or whatever, because I think he knows he's not,
The
he's not mortal.
the problem with Raker is, and like again, props to the author for the way she wrote this, because of Raker being a man of few words, you don't know if that's what he meant. Like, he just doesn't reply to shit anyways. So, like, does it mean something
I
or
think
does it
so.
not?
I think so. I think so. I think those specific words and her clapping back at him,
Mhm.
I think was a like Easter egg. I think was a drop because he is not
I think there's
mortal.
so much happening in this damn book that we've just decided everything's an Easter egg, and chances are we're actually gonna miss the real Easter eggs because we're looking
Probably.
every other direction.
Probably. I'm looking at like under rocks and it's literally on top of the rock.
Literally, it's, like, right in front of our faces. But
That's
she
fine.
essentially tells him, like, it's revenge, and he kind of alludes to being there for a similar reason.
Yeah. Which
And
I thought was interesting.
yeah, but she's kinda shocked right here in the moment because she's like, Why the hell would someone risk pissing you off that badly?" And I fucking died right here because he says, "You do it all the time, Eris." And it's the
Eris
first time he ever says
says
her
her
name.
name.
And then she's kinda cataloging and realizing
She's
she
never
never
told him her
told him her
name.
name. And then she's like, "Okay, well, did he hear it here? Did he hear it here?" He's like, "No, he wasn't there." Problem is Raker's always there. We just don't know when he's there. I've kind of like we've noticed that. He moves with the shadows again, got it, whatever. Um, so did he hear it from someone? And if he didn't, why does he know her name? I told you he's flirting with her. Do you want to know how I know
He
he's
loves
flirting
her.
with her? Because he gives her some of his water.
True. He gives her
He
his
doesn't say
water.
thank you. He doesn't
He
say
doesn't say
thank you, but he
no.
gives her water.
And
Like a
then he's like, keep it.
which made me giggle because she's like, "Okay, cool. You just gave me your water, but you're so fucking repulsed by me. You don't want to drink out of the same canteen." And low key, that might be it.
Mhm.
Mhm. So again, they're back to walking. She's practicing with her sword, which, like, she kind of decides to talk to it, and she's like developing a relationship with it, and I love that.
I love it.
Um, so she's practicing, right? She's doing her thing, whatever, whatever. She almost slices her leg off, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, a glowing red sword is at her throat. And I was just like, wait a minute. Because Raker's sword doesn't glow red. What's going
No, yeah,
on?
I was like, I thought it was Fraker at first, and then I was
So
like,
did
"Wait,
I.
it's glowing, and it's red. What?" Because
Yeah,
he's off, like, hunting or trying to find food or something, so she's by herself.
practicing again, which, like, obviously she needs to do. But nope, it's an immortal. And he ends up smashing her against the side of the head and knocking her
Knocking her
unconscious.
out.
As she's being knocked on, whatever, this is where he says, "The lordship will love."
The way that this guy talks is who I
He's
refer to as Gollum, because he's like, "Me lordship," and, like, being all
ew.
weird, and I was just like,
I literally just said, "I don't know
no."
who this is, but it sounds gross."
I don't like him, but he was giving Gollum vibes, like, so I refer to him as Gollum throughout my
That's
notes. I'm
fine.
like, Gollum takes her away.
Gollum with the red sword is dragging her by one arm. And I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because he keeps saying this really pissed me off because he keeps saying, um, they want to play with her? And I'm
Ugh.
like, "Huh, huh,
Ooh, who
who?"
wants to play
Yeah,
with her?
but they keep trying to get the sword out of her hand, even though she's, like, knocked out and unconscious, right? Like,
Mhm,
I
mhm.
think right here, she's kind of, like, coming into consciousness and is aware
But
of what's
she's
going
like
on around her, but she's staying quiet and calm or whatever, well, as calm as
mhm.
possible. But they can't get the sword out of her hands.
They're like, "Just kill her
Yeah,
and
and then
take it."
something draws the others away, and I was like, "Oh my god, is it Raker?" No, don't worry, it wasn't. It's fine.
No, but it was a scream, and that's where
Confusion is confusing, okay? And
yeah,
I feel like
because we
I'm
don't
consuming a lot
get
of it throughout this book.
answers
No,
at the moment, at least, like, from where
maybe
we
it
are.
was Raker because he isn't there. And anyway,
Scream?
I don't know. Maybe he made someone else scream. Who knows? So, as the commotion is happening, she's just left with this Gollum fucker or whoever, and she stabs him through the gut. Okay, so now everybody that left is now coming back and coming to
No.
kill her.
So
No.
the golem guy is the one that takes off, and there's like other immortals there that
Yeah,
are like,
sorry, the touchy-feely
so
one.
she stabs a random one through the gut.
Mhm. And as all this is happening, she's kind of remembering a lot of stuff that, like, Stellan would tell her when she was training, and the one thing that
Right.
really stuck with me in regards to the message that Stellan wanted her to take from it is that, you need to kill your fear before it kills you.
Yeah.
So she's got to get her shit under control. So
Mhm.
she ends up killing all these motherfuckers. Okay, so she's slicing, dicing, fighting, stabbing, whatever. She kills
She's
them
able
all.
to take him down.
Yeah, and I'm just like, "Get it, bitch." Mind you, she doesn't really end up hurt in this whole thing. And after the drama and all the fighting and the killing and the
Gollum
slicing,
is back.
here comes fucking Gollum. I was hoping he was one of the ones that die, but I guess not.
Yeah, I know, I kind of forgot about him, and then he comes back with his red glowing sword and
Mhm.
is obviously this red sword is a match to her somehow,
No,
and
it's
he's
not a
like,
match. It's not a match. So she slams her sword down into his foot, which
"Yes."
essentially makes him incapable of moving. Because remember, people cannot move this sword, therefore he cannot
Mhm.
move himself.
Yeah, but he
Um,
was trying to take her over to this, like, gigantic pit that's, like, writhing with, like, weird things
mhm, and like
to,
throw
like,
her in it.
throw her to
Lordship,
Lord,
the lordship, which has
the
gotta be the god
lordship.
of death, right?
It's gotta be, but, like, what?
So, as all this is happening, he, like, lifts or uses the red glowing sword, and it, like, activates her blood,
Yeah, I
basically.
was like, "Blood magic? What?"
Yeah,
Like,
and he starts making her, like,
turn around and come
turn
back.
around and, like, move and walk, and, like, her limbs are kinda moving weird, and she can't really control it. Um And
Oh.
finally, she's able to, like, slowly push through the magic, that the
Mhm.
sword is holding her there.
Because she, like, realizes that him holding that sword, he's kind of struggling, like, it's not his sword.
Yeah,
He's
it
been, like,
kinda
given
dawns on her
permission,
to
and
use
so
it.
she's like, "Okay, so I can, like, fight it," because
Mhm.
he's already struggling, and so
Mhm.
that's where she's able to, like, kind of break free.
Yes. So she ends up being able to kill him,
Mhm.
but as he's, like, dying, the last thing he does is he throws the sword over into the pit, which, again, I'm assuming it's going home to whoever
Yeah.
actually owns it.
Ugh.
Um And I this listen, bitch, and of course, I was like, "Nice of you to fucking show up, raker, you bloody wanker." He's just not there the whole time, and he
No,
appears
he
he's not
disappears.
yeah, he just appears, and he peers
Oh,
down at her and, like, sees her covered in blood, and he's like, "Ugh, how much of that's yours?"
she's
And
like,
she's like,
"None,
"None of
thank
it,"
you."
and he's like, "Okay, get up." "I'm tired, I don't want to."
I just fought off, like, however many immortals there were. Like,
Yes.
be so for real, I need a break.
Yeah.
So, as they're walking back to the cave and everything, Raker is obviously annoyed again that she's gotten herself in more trouble.
'Cause
And
obviously.
Eris starts talking about the sword, the red sword, and how it had magic. And he's like, "Well, yeah, there's magic here. Remember? Duh."
Mhm,
And she's like, "No, but it was weird and it was controlling me." And he kind of brings up that god swords have magic and that they're like super powerful. And it,
mhm.
because she was like, "No, it wasn't the being using magic. It was like the sword itself controlling me."
Well, and the
And so we,
term "god sword" in my head, again, it's the god of death. It
oh,
has to
yeah,
be.
that was my notes. I say, "So was that the sword of the god of deaths?"
Stolen brides,
It's gotta
lordships,
be. It's
blood
gotta be.
magic, it would make sense in my head that it was the god of death.
Yeah. And then Raker just kind of like moves past that and basically says like, "Oh, your sword work." And she's like, "Was great, right?" And he's like, "No, it needs work."
Well, yeah, and he gives her corpse water, which made me fucking cackle. He stole one of, like, the
I was like,
the
"What is corpse water?"
he literally calls it corpse water because he had stolen one of, like, the, water satchels,
The
canteen
canteen
things,
thingies. Yeah.
and he gives her one, and she, like, doesn't even care that it's corpse water, basically. She's just like, "Yo, I need
I need
water," so
water.
but at least he
Yeah.
stole her one, I guess,
Yeah. Thinking of
right?
her again.
So he asks her to draw the full map, or draw more of the map, and she's like,
No.
"Mm-mm." But he also kind of agrees and, like, mentally decides he has to train her.
Yeah.
And then he finally touches her because he's, like, guiding her. on like how to hold it and like how to do all the things, and like low key
Like
we
the
all
stance, like,
know
this is hold it this way.
he's
No,
obviously
no.
doing out of like irritation, not because I don't think he actually wants to touch her here. I think he's more just like and then like goes over to physically guide her through.
Yeah. Well, she does mention that, like, the first time he touches her that he, like, pulls back, like she
Mhm.
burned him or something.
Mhm.
And I was I don't know. Again, the theory is that they both have magic, but maybe different magic, and he being more trained and knowing of his abilities and such, I feel like it's like a I don't know.
I know, I get what you're saying. I do get what you're
Ugh,
saying, but, like, I love that as all this is happening, right, she's doing this, like, "Oh my gosh," like,
he
he's
touched
so
me.
precision focused, and he's got so much stamina, and, like, I wonder and, like, I think she says, "I wonder if he would put just as much focus and precision and stamina into other acts
Other
and skills," and I'm like,
things.
"Oh my god, slut, tell us everything." Like,
Literally. Well, she talks about how big his hands are, and she's like, "I wonder what else his
yes,
hands can do."
and
And
I'm
she's
just
like,
like,
"What the
"So
fuck
do
is going
we,
on?"
so do we." So
Eh,
he's moving around, trying to train her. He gets his sword out to like kind of start maneuvering with her. I think right here he was doing that to kind of see how she would swing, see what her stances were, see how she would
mhm,
move, and kind of get to genuinely look and focus on whatever technique she may or may not have had.
mhm.
So as she's doing this, trying to protect herself, this insulting motherfucker puts his own sword down and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I obviously don't fucking need it." Like,
Like, "You're not gonna hit me." And
like
she's
you're
like,
not
"Whatever," and swings and
ah,
misses him, like, several times.
yep. And they argue some more, and he just doesn't care. Different positions, like he's moving her around. Um, and he keeps adjusting her stance, and he just they
There's, like,
it's just
one time where he, like, gets behind her because he's so irritated that she can't do it, that he's, like, behind her, has his hand on his waist, and, like, basically pressing himself to her.
to get her to hold in the position properly.
My note says literally, "This man demon is giving me whiplash.
Man, he's so annoying.
What is
Like,
going on?"
oh my gosh,
I
like
don't understand.
no, like this is how women go insane. Okay, is men like this.
Mm.
Um,
Hmm.
so he kind of just stops all of this and is like, okay, at this point, we need to break it down to the baby basics, which is
Uh-huh.
essentially going to be positioning. How to hold the sword in different positions, how to like just hold it, not even move and swing, just
Yeah.
stances, positions, and holds.
So he gets her in the good position. He's like, "Cool." Goes to his pack, starts digging some stuff out, and then lays down and goes to sleep.
And she's
Yeah.
just like, "What the fuck?" So she does, and as she's doing this, she kinda goes through this mental breakdown slash rebuild with herself and
Mhm.
her sword. And she finally kinda realizes that she needs to be more thankful that this is what I took from it. She needs to be more thankful that the sword chose her rather than perceiving it as, "It's so heavy, I can't wield
Yes.
it," and kinda, like, leaning into the negativity because a lot of the mental shift is what I think is gonna help her.
Agreed.
And she realizes and she refers to it as how deep her well goes in regards to her mental strength. And she then kind of realizes, and I agree with this assumption, that maybe this is what Raker is trying to teach her is that her mental strength is what she's going to have to build in order to be able to wield this properly. Not only that, create the bond with the sword because she's talking
Yeah.
to the sword.
No,
So,
absolutely. I agree with that because however many times throughout this book has she like come close to death and has been like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm dying." Like,
well,
no.
right. And I literally put in the notes, I was like, good, 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 good. We're getting what Malibu kind of wanted here is she's starting to step away from that because Raker is training her kind of like you hoped. And we're just like, yes, 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 yes. So like out of
Thank you.
nowhere, he kind of like looks at her and he's like, you can go to bed. What? So
And she's like, "Oh, good." Drops in,
drops
passes
it,
the fuck out.
collapses. Great, love that for you. Okay, so there's more traveling, more training, more stancing. They draw more of the map, and she kind of tells him, in her opinion anyway, that they need to get off whatever path they're on and start kind of going a different way because everything is just ash and desolate. There's no food, there's no water,
No,
and this has been for days now. So they're running out of shit.
they're
So
running out of shit.
in a shocking turn of events, she points at a village and with no communication, mind you, Raker turns and starts heading towards that village. Now
Like, "Yeah, let's go north towards the villages. Maybe there's
this made
food,
me
people."
fucking giggle. So They get to the village. Okay. And she's like, oh, fuck me, bro. Raker's
He's never
never
gonna
going to
trust
listen
me.
to me again because this place is abandoned. Not only is it abandoned, it is rotting. Like there are mold spores all over the houses. Like it is just absolutely disgusting. We then find out, which I found interesting because I had no idea on time, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are 17 days into the Questral.
Yes. 17 days out of the 50, correct?
So they have 8 days left to get to the gods. That's it.
I didn't even think of that because they have to do the 25 days to the gods and then
25
days
days back. That's all. I mean, they don't.
Where is her
I guess they
dragon?
don't. Right, but I guess they don't have to do 25 days back. If you have a creature, you can do it in maybe 5. I don't know. Like I'm sure it cuts the time exponentially. But right now they have nothing. So on foot, it's an even split. So that means if this is the case and they're going to keep moving on foot, they have 8 days to get to the gates or to get to the gods. Okay. So they just continue to start moving through this town. They notice like little specks of grass, and the further they go north, the less rot, but it's still abandoned and there's like nothing going on.
Mm-hmm.
So they come to this area and they're kind of going to settle down for the night. And he tells her to unsheath her blade. So she does. And they kind of start practicing the unsheathing of the blade. And he's moving around her because she like thinks she kind of has, she's like, I kind of got this. I kind of got this. He goes,
and just
dead.
Like, dead.
And then he does something again. He goes, still dead. And then he does something again.
I'm doing it so fast.
Yeah. And then he's like, dead. And then something else happens and he like gets her up close and he's like, dead without question. Like, damn. This motherfucker won't give her a second. It's so funny.
Another reason why I firmly believe he is an immortal or a demigod or something is because she says that he unsheaths his
like
sword
so fast.
That's like a blur.
Well, she literally says that
he
starts intentionally going slower and using both hands so she can like see. And he just like slow, too slow, too slow. And like, obviously, because I still think she's half something, like her speed will get better. But the dead without question statement had me laughing so hard. So there's a bridge. It's like the only bridge in the town area. And they choose to lay and sleep on this bridge. So they obviously are kind of close together. And this part was like, I don't know. I was laughing so hard. So she's laying there staring up into the night and she's just like, what are you afraid of? And like, he stiffens. He doesn't answer, but he stiffens.
I was like, oh.
I was like, okay, he's scared of something, but what is it? So obviously she starts rambling, right? She's like, well, I'm afraid of the dark. She's like, I'm afraid of the dark and I'm afraid of fire and I'm afraid of drowning in water.
Hey, but this right here, I thought was interesting. When she talks about being afraid of the dark, she's like, but like staring up at the stars right now, like I think maybe I could learn to love the dark. And I'm just like, is this
because you're going to learn to love him because he is the dark.
Because he is. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But this part made me giggle so hard. She's like, and I'm also scared of tripping and killing myself with my sword. I was like...
Or dying next to a, what did she call him? A maniac, a miserable
night.
She said
she's scared of dying of dehydration.
Night in existence.
Yeah. Then she's like, yeah, I'm scared of dying of dehydration. And what Malibu said. And then she asks him again. She's like, so are you scared of anything? And this motherfucker says he's scared she won't stop talking.
I'm afraid you will never stop talking.
I wonder. So here's the thing: is then you have to stop and be like, okay, did he stiffen because he knew conversation was coming and he loathes it entirely, or did he stiffen because he's scared of something? I think it's scared of something. I think he might be scared that he knows what he is and he knows what she might be or has a theory of it, and he's scared of her because what that will mean when they come together and or if they come together or what it might mean for both worlds.
I think so too.
So I think he's scared
afraid of her.
So they go to sleep and suddenly she's awoken in the middle of the night to just pouring rain, and she sits up immediately and starts like splashing herself, and she's pulling the cap off of her canteen
and drinking it.
Yeah, she drinks all the canteen, she fills it up again, she drinks it again, but the water is now rushing so aggressively that the dry riverbed underneath them is now overflowing, and it's starting to like push and wash the bridge. So they start moving. And she's getting
Because,
she
like, it
almost
makes sense
slips. No, but
to
she's right
move.
here, right here, right here. This is
Oh,
how
yes.
she slips as she's trying to get off this bridge and getting ready to go, and he wraps his arm around her and catches her.
He catches her.
And I was just like, "Okay,
He's in love.
he's
I'm just
so
kidding.
obsessed with you." Um,
And then he lets go.
well, right, but then kind of he just starts walking away. Like, he's moving,
Mhm.
he's walking. We kinda get this moment where Eris is like, "Okay, demons can't they don't like water,
No.
so maybe they can't come out in the rain," and that's where this one ends. They just begin to walk through the rain
But we also get
and
a little glimpse of the last time that he grabbed her on
oh,
the wrist
yes.
was the last time it was raining and she was with him and he was literally dragging her somewhere,
Mhm.
and she says something about, like, the scars on her back or lower back are, like, throbbing with the memory of
Memory.
it,
Yeah, like, we already knew that those scars connected to him somehow, but yeah, as he,
and
like,
now
grabs her
he,
and
like,
saved
dragged
her
her somewhere.
yeah, as he, like, saved her this time from falling in the rain, she gets that flashback. I wonder if he grabs her and lets go and starts walking as fast as he does because he's not stupid, like, he probably
He also
remembers.
remembered.
Yeah.
I think so too. So, it ends there, and she's,
Yes.
like, obviously, like, can't trust him
Low
because, like,
key, these were like this 5-chapter chunk was the least cliffhangery 5-chapter drop that we've had, and I was like, "That's it?"
I was like, "What's happening now, though?" But
I
see,
know.
I have a theory that their swords are like a mated pair, and
Yeah,
that's why it chose them and
yeah,
stuff.
we talked about that last time.
Yeah, but I don't know, I feel like more and more is kind of, like, coming to the surface, like, him being potentially afraid of her and sensing things in her, and that maybe she will be his undoing, or
Well,
that what they can
obviously.
accomplish together, or I don't know, but I do still believe that they are both immortal in some way, shape, or form, obviously.
Yes. We've talked about so many potential theories and so many different things. Lean into all of them is the problem, right? The problem is I can gaslight myself into believing absolutely any one of our theories about this book because why would I lie to me?
No, for real.
You know? So that's my overall issue here. But essentially, we read it, we spiral.
Fall in love, repeat. Bye.
Bye.